Hey Libra, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings and we take what works and leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch your wavelength or storyline on this one, check your other major placements. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button because it makes me happy and it helps other people find the channel. I'm smiling and chuckling because the Virgo reading was just a little bit stressful for me and I don't quite know why. I have some good guesses, but I don't really know why. So, and now entering this Libra reading, everything feels so like easy. There's a nice flow here. I mean, I think I was bringing all the stress to the Virgo reading, but I got interrupted like 12 times at the beginning. It was intense. Anyway, on to you, focusing on Libra here, and let's actually focus. So, okay. Oh, mischief. Lovely. I don't know why this feels good. There's a bunch of interesting things here going on. We'll start with mischief. So these are crows. They're yanking this tail of this cat here. So this is, you know, this could reference a need for you to engage in some mischief, or this could be talking about teasing. Someone that's teasing or just playing around or just fooling around with you. There could be something that feels a little harsh that isn't like life or death, but it's just kind of a little bit harsh to deal with. That's why I'm confused as to why I feel this like lightness and a little better with this reading is this card comes out and I'm like, wait, this isn't fun. This mischief energy, to be on the receiving end of pranks and teasings and all of that, that doesn't feel good. But maybe it's more about like a playful mischief, doing things out of the, that you wouldn't normally do, and taking a moment to goof around a little bit. So maybe that's why I'm feeling so light when I see that card, because it's not, it can be a very dark card, a very difficult card. You know, this poor little cat's getting harassed here and he's like, what did I ever do? I'm literally just sitting here. But the word mischief is one of my favorites, so maybe that's why I feel good. But it could be playful mischief is just what I'm getting off it at this time. Okay, I see. And then we have, I love it. I love it. Okay, the age of light. You've been training for this for a lifetime. Something you've been planning for, working towards. It's going to come to fruition here and you'll be ready for it. You'll be ready. Don't worry about it. You know what you're doing here. You've rehearsed, you've planned, you've taken care of the details. You've thought this through. Yeah, you've been training for this for lifetimes. You know what you're doing. Mintonkan, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. So maybe some homesickness or longing for something. Maybe, you know, you've been longing for something for a long time and preparing for it. And hopefully you're ready to receive it when it comes time to receive it. There's something you've been longing for coming into your life. I feel like it's been a long time and you've thought a lot about it and you really want this. This could be anything, right? I like to scale these readings from a 1 to a 10. Most of us are experiencing this message at like a 2, 3, or 4 of events. You know, this could be like a vacation you've planned for, someplace you've been wanting to go for a while, and you're going to be able to go, and you're ready for it. You've planned for it. You've prepared for it, and it's happening. So, or it could be, you know, something much bigger, like a whole career situation change coming in. So, or it could be something, you know, yeah. So we've got a scale here because we're not all having like these massive movements through our life every week of oh, this thing, lifetimes I've been preparing for this and it's happening this right now in the next 2 weeks. So it could be a whole lot of different scales we're all working on here. So, so this longing for something, belonging, yeah. And when it comes, hopefully you're ready and hopefully you can receive it. You're in a space where you can receive what's coming. It looks like you've planned and prepared for it. So, and then we have dance with life. Do something to change your energy. So this I guess this is part of this whole mischief with me, is do something out of the ordinary. It's coming in with take a break. Life's a work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. So this all looks like vacation energy to me, or something like taking a break, doing something different, not... You know, maybe you've been hitting the grindstone for a while and it's time to just change up the energy, do something else, play with something else. So there's a couple different ways we can change our energy. We can change our energy through breath work. We can change our energy through mentality, working with our, cognitive rewiring and all that kind of stuff. And we can change our energy through music, which we're referencing here, dance, play. And we can change our energy through body movement. So physically, breath, or spiritually and mentally. There's all sorts of different ways we can play with that. It doesn't necessarily mean, necessarily dancing with life, and I feel that's what I keep feeling, is this lightness, this joy and this lightness coming in, taking a break from work, from, grinding and at life, and that grind that we all can have going on sometimes, and dancing with life, a lightness and switching up the energy by stepping out of your usual. There's just coming into this reading, there's this light playfulness. I think I've said this like 200 times, that just it contrasts pretty intensely to sort of the nervous vibe I was feeling in the anxious vibe I was feeling in the Virgo reading. Just before even the cards came out, I felt a lightness coming in here. It's not that the Virgo had a bad reading. They didn't have a bad reading. I mean, whatever that means. They didn't have a harsh reading. It wasn't like... Anyway, back to the Libra reading. We're starting our tarot spread here. Past, present, inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Fascinating. I've got one card from the Virgo spread too. And then one card, that showed up earlier this week. A couple. Yeah. We have the Tower card here. Something fell apart. You clung to it. You didn't want it to fall apart. It felt familiar. It felt right. It felt like what you'd always known. And it came apart. The Tower moment, as we probably all know by now, is it's just these Lego pieces. And when it falls apart, you just get to rebuild. And you rebuild with experience. And you rebuild with a clearer understanding, and you rebuild with the new self that you've become through this whole Tower moment. So it's more suitable. Things fall apart so that we can rebuild things that are more suitable to who we are today. But there's a sense of definitely not wanting this level of upheaval in our lives. So there's been some upheaval. There's been some things that have been lost, things that have crumbled and broken apart. But, we love to create. We love to be co-creators with the universe. And, how do you do that? Well, you got to have something, room to create something, right? It's like cities with inside that zone where they want the density. And then how do you build? Well, you got to take the building down that you don't want, and then you can build a new building to fit, more people or more businesses or whatever you need. So we can build our cities up and not necessarily sprawl across the entire country of cities and billboards and concrete. So it's that sort of thing. We just have this limited amount of time and space in our life. So when something new wants to come in, when we're ready for something new, oftentimes one of those old buildings needs to come down so that we can put in the new one. I'm reminded of the Kingdom coming down, which I was there for. And then we put in a new stadium in its place. If we want the new stadium, we got to get rid of the Kingdom. Sometimes when we're wishing for things and hoping for things, we don't quite grasp that has to happen. That Tower moment has to come in. That kingdom has to be imploded and shake the condemned building that you've been partying in all night. So that comes down, that kingdom comes down, and then we can rebuild a new thing with a retractable roof this time, which wasn't available in the 50s or 60s whenever the first building was made. So tower moment, things fell apart. Knight of Wands in your current situation. This is some fast moving, brave communication, some going for it. The Wands move fast. The Knights are communication. The Wands have a sense of courage and bravery. Swift moving, courageous, brave communication. There's something that either you've engaged in or someone else has engaged in that has required a lot of courage, and was sort of a leap forward, and maybe even a sense of magic being here. And I see these top hats here repeated throughout, which always represent to me, they represent intellect, they represent ideas, they represent being smart and clever about something. So, in the reverse of the Knight of Wands, we'd say, there's some stupid move forward, but this wasn't quite stupid. I mean, it was brave, it was courageous, it was a little brash, but it wasn't stupid. It was smart. It was a smart move, and it will be, and it moved very quickly and very fast. Something leapt forward, and it wasn't like it was unplanned. It wasn't like it was not thought through thoroughly. The Knight of Wands can have that, but today I'm seeing that it was thought through. That there was some quick movement forward, courageous, but it was thought through. Wasn't the stupidest thing you've ever done, or whoever did it. And then we have a king here, King of Pentacles, your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape. So this is what you're thinking about. You might be thinking about a King of Pentacles, or you might be thinking about becoming that King of Pentacles. This is wise investment, careful investment. Maybe this was a shoot first. You weren't wrong to shoot first. Now we're asking the questions, or now you want to ask the questions later. It's not that with this Knight of Wands, I'm seeing like a strong intuition, and our intuition can often come from past experiences, having thought something through, and then seeing the moment and taking it, having planned something out. So that's what I'm seeing with this Knight of Wands. This King of Pentacles, talking about slow, steady growth, investment strategies in our future, in our careers. This can be thinking about hoping for some sort of financial success, material success, or success with anything that is certain, that's sure. I also see a trophy here, wanting a trophy. We have actually two of my trophy cards here. This sits right over the Nine of Cups, which is the emotional trophy. So you're thinking about wanting to be a winner and wanting to strategize how you win this thing, how you get to where you want to go, and really wanting that, and being willing and thinking about strategies of how to get somewhere, strategies of how to invest in something so that it pays off long term and with some level of certainty. This is wanting to go slow and steady, and thereby winning the race or the trophy. What's the issue here is Eight of Wands, lack of communication, which is funny because we have this Knight of Wands making a communication leap forward. But what's that issue is a lack of communication or even physical movement with this Eight of Wands card. Maybe it's not a lack of communication. It could be a lack of open communication, right? Because these umbrellas are open, or very slow communication. That's what the holdup is slow communication that maybe isn't as open as it could be. So, it's slow or no communication. And if there is communication, it's not very open, and it's not moving quickly. So, which might be okay with you. You might be fine with it because you've got this King of Pentacles here who's a slow mover. Yeah, we had a little jump start here, a little kick start to the communication or to something going on here. We've had a bit of a kickstart, and now we're thinking, let's go slow maybe, or maybe you're worried about this is going to go slow, and the holdup is the holdup. It's just kind of a slow, it's not moving as fast as maybe this Knight wanted it to, or would like, or would find thrilling, but it is moving as slow as this King wants. This King likes this slow pace. In your environment, we have the Death card here. We have a major transformation. That's funny. It sits, there was a personal reading that just had these two cards right in the same places here, which I find interesting. because it was also a Libra. So the death card sitting under the Tower card, these are almost the same card. This is a little bit sudden, not really ready for it, clinging to it, but rebuilding. And this is the recycling principle of the universe. So there's something going on in your external life around you where there's a rebirth going on. And the way Welz-Stein deals with the death card is that she focuses more on the rebirth aspect of it, the rebuilding, the rebirthing something. Something back here fell apart and something new is being born in its place. I love how she's focused on this butterfly. You know, it's very cliche, but it's also cliche for a reason. It's a really intense journey from the caterpillar to the butterfly. The caterpillar turns into complete goo, and all of those molecules rearrange themselves into a butterfly. No pushing, no shoving, no cajoling, no nagging going on here. It just does it. It just does, because that is the nature of the universe, that all of these molecules get reused and rebuilt. All of the Legos go into the new tower, right? So it's this death card. It's just acknowledging that there's been huge changes, big changes. So we're talking about scales of 1 to 10. The death card is typically talking about more something towards the 10 scale here. So that's going on around you. Big shifts, big changes, new life being born out of an old one. Your to-do list fascinates me. Here again, we have the top hat. We have the Two of Swords. This to-do list to me has to do with staying put. We have this dance with life, just change up your energy, but it's this stubbornness. Two of Swords is very stubborn. This is a little bit of a blockhead. There's no communication. Swords are all about communication, and Two of Swords is about not communicating, not moving. It's almost about embracing this energy, the reverse at Eight of Wands. Not communicating, not moving, just sitting, just being here. Not thinking about this. This is typically, in my opinion, a card of denial. We've got the intuition right here, and we're sitting on it. We're not doing anything with it. We're not going anywhere. We're not pursuing anything. We're just sitting right where we're at, maybe thinking about it, maybe ignoring it completely. I'm just doing this. This is just where I'm at. There's a stubbornness here and a refusal to really engage communication-wise or not overthinking something for sure, right? So in the suit of the swords, we've got the two, oftentimes to me, except in the cup situation, is about some new ideas come in, and the first thing we do, so the ace is going to be that new idea, or, you know, in this case, a new idea or new communication coming in. And then the first step is resist it. Like, that's a new idea, that's a new communication. Nope, I don't want to go there. I'm not doing that. I'm just sitting with this information for a while and I'm not engaging. So we see that in the Pentacles and the Wands a little bit, where there's a new thing that comes in and then there's the immediate resistance to that thing. And this is almost saying the energy you're interacting with, the place of greatest growth, is to not overthink something, to not really think about it, to not talk about it, to remain stubborn. Yeah, it's kind of an unusual little to-do list item here, actually. So be a little stubborn about something, not to refuse to overthink something. I like how these little birds are just vibing here. They're not talking. They're vibing. They're vibing. But we're not going to overthink it. That's what I'm seeing here, is we're not overthinking it. We're not acting on anything. We're not taking, we may have already shot our shot, right? And now we're just like not following it up. We're not going to overthink what we said, what they said. We're not going to follow it up with a lot of action. If this is what we want the slow and steady growth, then it's time to take a moment, step back, not really engage with something that we've previously engaged with, that we've previously taken some risks. It's not time to, this is about not taking risks. This is about not overthinking it. This is about allowing something to just be for now and not really needing to engage with it. If there's a little denial here about something, that's okay too, I think. That's what it feels like to me. It feels fine. It's normally I'd be like, examine where you're not listening to your intuition, where you're refusing. And maybe that's for some of you, but my overall vibe here, especially with just the overall thing, is just sit with something. It's okay. You don't have to make moves all the time. You don't have to be hustling all the time. You don't have to be grinding all the time. You can just sit with something. I mean, maybe even let it marinate on the back burner for a while. Like, let it do its thing. Let the flavors mix. Just, you don't have to do anything right now. Yeah. That's what I'm getting, people. I don't know. It's, you know, Two of Swords can be, we can talk about it really negatively, but I just see her chilling, vibing, not making moves, not overthinking, not doing anything, just sitting here, not grinding, not studying the next steps. It's a weird message. I love it though. I love it, especially I guess I'm reading it a bit with this take a break, get off the treadmill. You know, if this is your treadmill, making moves, hustling, this is like, don't be hustling for a while, you know? We're taking a break. We're changing the energy. If the energy has been like hustle, courage, brave, leaps, you know, and we have this impulse to do this, if we're changing that energy, this is a 180. This is like, chill out, sit down. Don't try to figure everything out. It'll all still be there when you're ready for it. And then here's where you're going, a maximum emotional satisfaction. There's something here that's requiring you to chill out and not make any moves and not do anything. And what comes in floating into you? All the trophies. This is like this is like the hare. The hare and the tortoise and the hare story. I feel like you're the hare, but then you like completed the race and you just sat on the other side of the finish line and waited for the turtle. You won. That's cool. So that's how I'm feeling, is this Nine of Cups is this satisfaction, this emotionally being really stable, really happy, really satisfied, and allowing that to come in. And I feel like this lack of hustle here, this lack of trying to think it all through and make smart moves and be quick, that letting that all go brings you some kind of peace and satisfaction and happiness. And I mean, maybe with this age of light, you've been training for this for lifetimes. You've already done everything you need to do here. Just sit back for a while and vibe. It's going to make you real happy. Just vibing. All right, Libra. My goodness, I love that reading. It was so relaxing, honestly. It just had this really nice, relaxed vibe to it, even though we have, you know, the overall energy is this tower, this death, these big changes and shifts. And within all that, you're just kind of chilling out. I mean, you've made some moves. You've shot your shot. You made some moves. You said some things. You did some things. Things are moving slowly. Let them move slowly. I think you secretly might want that. I don't know. But that's the vibe. I'm just getting this nice, easy vibe here. All right, Libra, I hope you have a great couple of weeks. These readings are coming out a little more slowly because my grind got a little too much grindy. So I'm kind of, you know, I personally enjoy a more relaxed vibe with things. So that's where I'm going myself right now. So anyway, hope you have a great, I don't know, 2 weeks.